On third down, they're going to run for it here. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Now an injury timeout, and that is Davante Adams, who is in some discomfort following that play. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. Myers in motion right. Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. A Raider first down, 17 yards. Minshew sets to throw. High throw, but the catch is made. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. A 13-yard touchdown run. And the Raiders are on the board here first in the season opener. Well, first quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles. Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. Perfect start to the season on their first drive last time out, able to find the end zone. Now we'll see if they can make it 2 for 2 here in week 1. The run there on first down, going to get him 5 up to the 30.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating him up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 84 yards rushing for him in this first half as he is looking in mid-season form here in the opener. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. From the 46, here's the 2nd and 9. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And he is going to have the Raiders first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Down to about the 32.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
Man open left side. It's his running back with it. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. Give him 4 on the carry there at 2nd and goal.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the 2nd quarter.
They'll try again. And good work there defensively as they're able to keep him out of the end zone. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. A big play if you think about it right now in this season opener. It's 3rd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. A great play there. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's already cruised past them. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And a nice pickup as this one gets him to the 10-yard line. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. Now Minshew on 1st and 10. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Give them 12 yards that time, and a Las Vegas first. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. The decision is to decline it and not give it. All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the 3rd. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. But I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 128 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. A Raider first down, 17 yards. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
When a drive goes this long, you have to give a lot of credit to the guys up front, those big fellas, because the offensive line is putting something together that allows them to continue to control the ball. I know a lot of people think they get fatigued on a long drive. Actually, a lot of times the reverse happens. They actually get energized because they're controlling the ball, and they're the ones dictating to the defense.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And a missed tackle there as he pushes forward for a gain of 4.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a 3rd time. No.
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A great effort there with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. I guess it kind of goes without saying at this point, but he's had a great game, as we like to say, a nose for the end zone, no doubt.
Continues to find it throughout this game, and I'm sure he's got a nice place to live. He might want to make an offer on the end zone for a second home, because that's what it's been like throughout this contest. He knows how to get there, and boy, he looks happy when he does.
He's already bought all the property in the end zone. That's the problem. He's going to sell to himself now. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
Well, you know me, partner. I never tell him to back off of being aggressive, but sometimes you see the consequences when you're overly aggressive and you don't secure tackles. Guys break through.
Trying to sell out to pry that football loose, and just as you said, cost some yardage.
Yeah, you got to go get him. Stand him up first before you go for the ball. Don't just go for it initially.
So it's Raider football as we get you reset. Got to figure the rush is going to be fierce again as they come up 2nd and 13. Here's Minshew. And this one's incomplete. This a very important drive, and that incompletion leads to a very important 3rd down here if they're going to try and get the football back.
Yeah, getting it back, absolutely crucial to their chances to try and win this game. I would expect a lot of pressure here. They can't afford to let them continue to get 1st downs and eat away at the clock.
Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. The Raiders offense now making their way back out onto the field. The Raiders likely going to get out of this with a victory as they take a knee. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time, ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
Oh, and now some trickery. They fake the spike. But it's not going to work. He'll go down, and they got him. Well, this was not just the opener of a brand new season, but this was a division game.